Hey everybody, Austin here again with another Let's Play video. Today it's going to be Doom for the Atari Jaguar. Now I've actually previously done a Let's Play of the first 9 stages with my buddy Ronnie, who drove up from Richmond. We probably did this a year and a half ago. But I'm going to go ahead and do another Let's Play, starting off fresh, and I'm going to see if perhaps I can work my way through the entire game in one sitting. We'll see if that's possible. Well, I know it's possible. I've done it before, but Doom on the Jaguar has about 25 stages, so it's definitely a lengthy playthrough. It's at least an hour and a half, possibly 2 hours long. So we'll kind of see what happens with this. But yeah, Doom for the Jaguar. This was a one of the very first conversions, PC to home console conversions of Doom. And this game was actually handled by id Software. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of juicy information about this game and the porting process and blah, blah, blah. There are a lot of interesting stories, and again, my friend Ronnie actually is full of Doom knowledge, so if you guys would like to hear some really interesting bits of information regarding Doom, feel free to click in the top right-hand portion of this screen on the card, and I'll have a link to the first 9 levels Let's Play with myself and Ronnie from quite a ways back. But yeah, this is going to be my usual Doom kind of playthrough. I've done a lot of playthroughs of Doom in the past. I've done the Super Nintendo, 32X, PlayStation, Sega Saturn. I've done the PC game. I'm sure I'm missing 1 or 2. Again, we've already done the Jaguar version. And we're still not done yet with Doom playthroughs. I do plan on doing the Game Boy Advance version, hopefully sometime this year. If I can acquire a copy of the 3DO version, because my 3DO is unfortunately not reading CDRs, hopefully I can eventually do that version as well. But yeah, just like a lot of my other Doom playthroughs, I'm not going to be trying to get every single secret, unless it really benefits me. A lot of the secrets in the beginning of the game you can just kind of avoid. They're not really necessary. You don't really need the ammunition. You're going to be capped out on ammunition regardless if you get the secrets or not, pretty much. So, for instance, I missed a secret or 2 here on this level, but we're just going to skip it because, again, we got to go through about 25 stages. And for those of you guys that have never actually played the Jaguar version before, you'll notice that there really isn't any in-game music. And that's one of the big issues with this version of the game. Other than that, it plays pretty well. It's not as smooth as obviously some other versions of the game, like the PlayStation version. And actually, what's kind of interesting is as much as the 32X version gets knocked, the Jaguar version actually runs a tad bit slower than that version. It's something that people don't really mention. The controls are a little more sluggish. And in some cases, almost even seems like the frame rate is better in certain areas, but it's worse in other areas. It's kind of interesting how it works between those 2 versions. The 32X version is definitely more brisk in how the controls respond to your inputs. So in a way, I actually prefer playing the 32X version. I know it kind of sounds backwards, and a lot of people are going to be like, huh? To that statement, but after doing Let's Plays of the 32X version, and even going back and doing like the Super Nintendo version, playing this one again, it's a little more sluggish in some regards. Mainly how it just responds to the controls. But obviously the frame rate is, it's not even running at 30 frames a second most of the time, which the PlayStation version, I believe, was. So that's kind of like buttery smooth in that version. But this version, it's sub 30, definitely. It's probably in the low 20s at the highest. And, you know, it takes a little while to get used to, especially if you're coming from like the PC version or the Xbox Live Arcade version or the PlayStation 3 version or pretty much any version that's pretty much perfect. Or even, again, any other version that has a better frame rate like the PlayStation version. All in all, still a really good version of Doom for the time, all things considered. I mean, this was really, with this and the 32X version, those were pretty much the first conversions of Doom. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually skip this secret because, again, you know, saving time and whatnot. Which means I'm going to also miss the chainsaw, but not really a big deal. Chainsaw is cool and all. It's sort of like an iconic weapon in terms of first-person shooting history, but not really necessary in order to get your way through the game without dying or anything like that. So We're going to go ahead and skip it. And again, we're going to skip some of these enemies too that are up on the ridges. Not a big deal. One of my favorite versions about Jag Doom, actually, is the fact that the Jag has a number keypad. And as you saw there, I was running down the stairs and just quickly switched over to my shotgun, which is awesome. And I'm just going to quickly switch right back to my chain gun, which this is pretty much the only version of home version of Doom where you can do that. So the Jaguar definitely has the advantage there. And that actually really, really helps you out later on in the game, because there's going to be situations where you get cornered in this game, and you can pretty much die almost instantly if you just really get caught in a bad situation. Part of the reason you die almost instantly in other versions is that you have to scroll through your weapons one by one, and it's usually pretty slow, even in the PlayStation version of the game. And so if you get caught in a corner in other versions of the game, you're just sitting there scrolling through your weapons, and usually you eat a lot of damage as a result, and you die. And dying in Doom in most versions kind of sucks, because in a lot of the versions of the game, you get started back out. You start back out at the beginning of the stage with no weapons, except for your pistol and like 50 bullets or something like that. No minigun, no chain gun, no shotgun, no rocket launcher, no nothing. So with Jag Doom making use of the keypad, it really, really helps get out of some tight, sticky situations. And again, that's definitely one of my favorite aspects about this game. You know, the game isn't as good as other versions in some regards, but in other versions, it's better. And one of the things I think is better about this version compared to other versions as well is that it actually utilizes the original PC sound effects. I really like the sound effects for PC Doom. I'm not a huge fan of the PlayStation and Saturn sound effects, which were then in some ways carried over to Doom 64, which is a completely brand new game. So again, you know, one of the things I like about Doom, aside from the nice keypad controls, is the utilization of the original PC computer sound effect package, which I think is really awesome. You know, they're just sound effects, but the sound effects in Doom, you know, the games as a whole, both Doom and Doom 2, the computer versions, to me have some of the best sound effects in PC gaming. Maybe they're not the best, technically speaking, but they're so memorable to me. You know, just the way the shotgun booms and the way the enemies growl and die, you know, and grumble when they're off in the distance and stuff like that. And you know what's funny about Doom is a lot of the sound effects, or at least some of them, like the door sounds, are just like stock sound effects probably taken from some random sound effect package. You still hear like the door opening sounds in movies today. It's hilarious. But just the way everything was integrated together in the game itself, it just made for a really excellent sound effect package that is one of my favorite sound effect packages in pretty much all of gaming. And so Jag Doom has that, and that's pretty awesome. Not everyone's going to agree with me, and that's totally cool, but that's just kind of my stance on it. So for those of you guys that are kind of new to my Let's Plays here, I have a tendency of just kind of being relatively critical of the games I play, kind of like review fashion and whatnot. I also like to talk about, you know, technical things you could do in the game. You know, how do you play the game? You know, how should you approach each situation? But I also I have a tendency of talking about games from like a review-like perspective as well, because when I started doing my YouTube videos many years ago, I kind of started on that note. And do we need the yellow key? The yellow key is just for a secret, I believe. Or is that the blue key? Whatever. We're gonna go ahead and get this key anyway, but I do want to come back. This is one of the instances where I do want to actually get the secret. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go down here first, get this. And the main reason I want to come down here is because there's a chain gun. Actually, I didn't really want to go down here. I'm dumb. Because I actually already got the rocket. I was like, oh, there's going to be a rocket launcher down there. And I forgot I already got the rocket launcher and I switched off of it. We're going to go ahead and get the key anyway. I think the yellow key is just for a completely optional secret. But I'm going to go ahead and take it because the optional secret, it's probably going to have blue armor, which is 200 points of armor, which is the best armor you can get in the game. And if you come down here, this is a secret level, but we're not going to do that because I'm not a huge fan of the secret level. It just kind of adds more time, and so we're not going to worry about it. That's actually something I did in the 32X Let's Play, and I think I might have also done it in the Super Nintendo Let's Play. I did Let's Play both of those versions of Doom this past year in 2015. It's 2016 now, but it's still pretty early 2016. And I did Let's Play both of those versions of Doom in 2015. I've also done previous long plays of those games. I've done a lot of playthroughs of Doom on this channel, so if you want to see a playthrough of pretty much any version of Doom, you know, stock vanilla Doom, not like, I don't really do a whole lot of mods or anything like that for like PC Doom, although I'd like to eventually get into that. If you'd like to see playthroughs of just like many of the console versions of Doom, then this is definitely the place to be. But yeah, kind of back to my original tangent. You know, as far as doing these Let's Plays, I definitely like to tell you how to play the game. You know, I kind of tell you my strategies and kind of what's coming up in the level. Like right here, there's a secret area. Yeah, okay, the yellow key is needed for this secret, that's right. But you don't actually need the yellow key. And here's our chainsaw. We didn't even need to get the other chainsaw. But the reason I want to come in here is, again, the Mega Health and Blue Armor. Or is it the Soul Sphere? I always forget it. Where's the Supercharge? I really have no idea, but we just picked it up. And you know what? We don't need to kill those guys. I'm not trying to break any records here or set high scores for, like, fastest time beaten and, you know, most enemies killed. Don't really care about that right now. But yeah, I like to tell you guys how to play the games. I like to show you kind of how I play through the games. And show you what secrets I do know. I don't claim to be a master at pretty much any game I Let's Play. But secrets I do know that are useful. I'll try to generally show them to you guys in a Let's Play. But again, I also, you know, when I first started doing YouTube videos, it was more of like a, more like casual reviews where I'd pop on a game, I'd talk about it, I'd critique it. And I still have that in my Let's Play videos, and it's just kind of natural for me to talk about video games in that way. It always has been, probably always will be. Some people probably don't really like to hang out around me because of that, because I am overly critical. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. We're going to switch to the rocket launcher to take these guys out faster. Completely unnecessary, but it's just something I always do. There's not that many enemies in here in this version. I think there's more enemies in like the PC version. Perhaps. It's been a little while since I played through PC Doom. Actually, it's not true. I actually probably streamed that a couple months back, and I just don't remember because I stream a lot on Twitch. And I've streamed Doom in various incarnations multiple times on Twitch. Like I ran through part of the Jaguar game on Twitch. I ran through the whole Game Boy Advance game. I actually think I might have run through the 32X version. I ran through the Super Nintendo version. I played through the PC version as well as Doom 2 multiple times, actually. Yeah, so Doom is just something that I actually play way more than I probably should. But Doom is one of my favorite games of all time. Pretty much regardless of the version of the game we're playing, Doom is just an awesome game. One of my absolute favorites of all time. And there is actually a little thing I wanted to show you here. I do show you in other versions of this game in I did both a long play and a Let's Play on 32X Doom, and in both of those videos I talk about this, but it's also in the Jag version. If you switch to your rocket launcher here, if you hit this wall with a rocket, there's actually an enemy embedded inside the wall, and you'll hear him die. So you heard him like groan. He's dead. So that's like one of the not really kind of like glitches in the game. It's kind of like accidental enemy placement. I don't think it's really a glitch per se. It's probably just a little bit of slop in the level design and enemy placement. Assuming id was using the same editor to make these levels as they did on PC, which I believe they used DoomEd. And that's actually a level editor that I used back in the day for making my own PC Doom levels. And it actually got the job done, but it was very easy to actually place enemies outside the map or get them like stuck in walls or something like that. It was pretty funny. So I'm not sure if they actually used that level editor for the home versions of Doom. I'd imagine they might I have no idea. I don't know the technical details. I'm not going to go there because I don't know. But I'm sure if Ronnie was here, he would probably know, and I'm sure many of you guys watching know. So, one of you guys, either Ronnie or other people, feel free to post the comments below and let me know. So, we're already at Area 4, now we're at Area 5, so we're actually making pretty good progress. These levels do get longer, and they do get longer and longer. But I'm really familiar with the levels in Doom, so hopefully we can just keep up this pretty good pace. And knowing where the secrets are and where the mandatory areas are, like I know I have to come here first and kill some of these guys. You don't really have to kill these guys if you want to speedrun, but come pick these up, which triggers that rising platform. And then there's going to also be a secret I'm going to check out. Well, there's multiple secrets. There's one here, which we don't really need, but I'll grab it anyway. And so we're going to go ahead and kill these guys first. One of the things about the Jaguar version of this game is that the Jag controller is quite stiff compared to something like a Sega Genesis official Sega 6-button controller. There's also, you know, third-party versions that were made by like Majesco later on, and they don't feel nearly as responsive and tactile. They don't have as much of a good tactile feel as the official Sega ones do from the actual mid-90s. So the Jag controller is definitely stiff compared to, say, controllers like that. And I think that hinders the gameplay a little bit. You kind of get used to it. There's also two different Jaguar controllers. There's one with black buttons, black keypad buttons, and there's one with gray keypad buttons. And I find that the one with the black keypad buttons, it actually has a much stiffer D-pad than the one with the gray keypad buttons. So if you do, say, want to check this game out for yourself, if you have a Jaguar, I'd recommend trying to play this game with the gray keypad controller. Otherwise, the game's gonna feel even more stiff than it already does. And you know, you definitely want to be able to aim well in this game. You don't want to be having to mash the controller too hard on the D-pad just to get your gun where it needs to be. It can make the game a little more work than it really should be, basically. You know, PC Doom just it plays like butter. You know, the home versions of Doom, they kind of replicated that a little bit, but they were also at the mercy of, like, the frame rate and, you know, the controls. So again, the Jag controller, in general, is a little more stiff than other game pads from the time period. But other factors also affect just how it feels overall, aside from the controllers themselves. Again, like I mentioned, the frame rate, how much the game can become sluggish at times, that'll affect your aim, and so forth. But anything to help you, which would include also using the gray button keypad controller, which has a bit of a softer D-pad, which is definitely better for Doom. So let's see if we can do this here. Here we go. If you hit walls in Doom like that, you can actually kill enemies that are sort of just hanging out above them. And we got some blue armor, which again, blue armor is really good. We don't really need to come up here. I think this is just like bullets. Yeah, it's just a box of bullets, but actually I'll take a box of bullets because we pretty much ran out. Yeah, that's not bad. I'll take that. And then we got the biosuit, another chainsaw, and then some health, which is great. So we're over 100 health. And let's get out of here. Let's go back. We can pretty much come up here and just go straight forward. And I'm going to go ahead and just switch to the shotgun because I have full ammunition on that. I'm going to try to not use the chain gun for a little while so I can build up that ammo. If I can. I like to try to hit barrels when they're available as well, because that takes out... Sometimes it helps take out multiple enemies at once, so you don't have to use as many bullets or ammunition. And this green tent is because we've got the biosuit on. And the funny thing about it is they give you the biosuit, but it's not really useful on this level. Except for very specific moments where, you know, if you... Well, let's just say the parts where you have to actually walk over the biosubstance that can hurt you, it's very minimal on this level. So you're going to take very little damage. It's just not really a necessary power-up. But I do like that they put the power-up there because it doesn't force you to take damage. I'm not a huge fan of games that force you to take damage, and id Software was actually really good about not doing that. You know, forcing you to take damage, like forcing you to walk over this green stuff to take damage. Yeah, it's very minimal damage, but they're like, you know, we're gonna give you a suit if you find the secret, and so you won't have to take damage at all. So the option is there to not take damage, and I definitely like id's level designs from back in the day. They seem very well thought out, and to me they hold up very well today. Alright, so in other versions of the game, there's actually a set of glasses here, or there's like the night goggles or whatever, because this room in other versions of the game is much darker. That includes the Super Nintendo version, I think maybe even the PlayStation version and Saturn versions, and obviously the PC original. But in the Jag version, the game never gets nearly as dark as it does in the other versions. It still has some lighting effects, like you can still see the room. If you look carefully, the room is still like pulsing in and out. So it does still have some lighting effects, which is cool. But with how everything is still relatively bright, it does make the night goggles pretty much useless in this game. So they just took it out completely. And we're just going to use the chainsaw for these guys. Why not? It's going to take a little bit of extra time, but... And there's the potential we could take more damage. The chainsaw is relatively risky to use in this game, no matter who you're actually using it against. And something I didn't note earlier, you know, I told you there was no music in this game, at least while you're playing, but there is music between the levels. Every time it's tallying up your scores and whatnot, your kill counts, it actually does have many of the original PC tunes in there. Which is pretty cool to hear on the Jaguar. But I don't think... I think the scenario was, back in the day, it just didn't have enough time to make the most out of the Jag hardware. And thus had to basically forfeit an in-game soundtrack. I think they might have even used the sound processor as just like a general processor for just getting everything else to work. And I think that might be the story behind it. I'm sure some of my other friends can clarify a lot better. But I think I've read on like Jaguar forums where people say like, you know, analyzing the hardware more, it probably could have done Doom with in-game music. But it's theorized that id Software just didn't have enough time to really get everything working. I think they actually pumped this version of Doom out pretty quickly. I don't think it took them very long to create, which is pretty neat when you think about it. And same with 32X Doom. I don't think it took them very long to do that version of Doom either. But yeah, but it's still kind of neat they did put those tunes in even between stages. So at least there is some music. It's not a lot of music, but it is some music. And we're gonna just skip all these guys and just kind of come down here. It's a great thing about knowing the levels in this game. You kind of know what stuff you can avoid and what things that you really have to take on. And I knew that I could just avoid all that stuff, basically. I'm gonna have to end up dealing with those enemies, but it's better that I just deal with them all in one batch. I'll be able to take them all out much faster. And actually, one thing I want to try here is this. Ooh, okay, maybe not. I was trying to hit this wall because there's enemies behind it, but I missed. I hit the closer wall to me, which was bad. So yeah, again, we're actually making pretty good progress on this this playthrough so far. I think when Ronnie and I played through this game, it definitely took us a little bit longer. Although we were kind of taking our time and talking, and I think we even died a couple of times. We were like passing the controller off to one another. So... Alright, another biosuit. I'm going to come through here, and this should put us out sort of at another secret area. Which again is not necessary to go to. This is sort of like the back way method, the backdoor method. And this is the better way to go in my opinion, because you've got another soul sphere. That little blue ball up there gives you 100 hit points. And it's the only item in the game that can actually make your health go over 100%. I think we need to hit this switch to open up another door, which takes us to our exit area, basically. Okay, that was actually really bad. That was really bad. I got cornered, I wasn't paying attention. You notice my health dropped from like 195 to 48. Of course, I got 0 armor as well, which is not good, so... That was really dumb on my part. And if we die, we pretty much have to do the whole level over again, but with no weapons or anything, just the pistol, and that's bad. So I need to be much more careful about that, because that could set us back big time. And I definitely don't want to be replaying any of these levels over again, that's for sure. Especially later on in the game. If you die later on in this version of Doom, it is very difficult to recover. So it's the sort of thing where, like, if I die later on in the game... I might be stopping the Let's Play, and we'll just be like, okay, that's it. Let's Play done. And I hate to do that, but man, it gets... Especially if you play this game on Nightmare. If you play this game on Nightmare, good luck, man. When you play Jag Doom on Nightmare, you really have to find literally every single secret there is if you plan on surviving. The enemies just have insanely deadly accuracy. They shoot at you much faster, and I think they even move a little bit quicker too. So, Jag Doom on Nightmare is actually quite the challenge. And for Doom aficionados, I do recommend giving it a try on Nightmare eventually, but prepare to be frustrated when you die, especially if you get up to like level 16 or 17. By that point in the game, it just gets absurdly frustrating when you die. I found myself not being able to recover, I think, on... It's either level 16 or 17. If I die on Nightmare, it's been impossible for me to recover. I've tried dozens and dozens of times. So, something to keep in mind. And that's also a reason why we're not playing this on Nightmare. Home versions of Doom, I have a tendency of playing on Nightmare. Nightmare on the home console versions are typically about on the same level as Ultra Violence is on the PC. You know, the enemies might shoot a little bit faster, but they don't constantly respawn like they do in the PC version of the game. So we got enemies in these walls, so we might as well go ahead and try to take some of these out too. Kind of the cheap way. Like I heard a couple enemies die here and there, so... And the second you back up to this switch, this opens. So we killed a few enemies in there. Yeah, that makes life easier. Probably should use my chainsaw, but in case there were any zombie soldiers, I'd rather just be ready for that. It's not always good to take on the zombie soldiers with a chainsaw. Not the best idea. You know, I was doing that a little bit earlier just for fun, but it's not wise to do that if you're trying to survive anyway. But right here we can probably use the chainsaw because I know it's just pinky demons. So go ahead and save a little bit of ammunition. And there might be another pinky demon here. Yep. And he's stuck in the wall. Oh, I wanted to back off and show you. He was literally like in the wall. You could see him. He wasn't able to move out. So that's like another oversight. So Jag Doom is the kind of game where it actually saves your progress. That is one of the other cool things about this version of the game. Well, it sort of saves your progress. It saves the level you last got to. And then, from then on, whenever you play Jag Doom, you can pretty much pick any level you want as a starting point, up to whatever the highest level is you've gotten to. It does not track, say, how much ammunition you have, or how much health you have. It basically will just start you off at any level that you've gotten to, with just 100% health, and the pistol, and 50 bullets. I think it's 50 bullets. So Jag Doom does have that. Other versions of Doom, you had to use a password save system that was kind of a pain. Or in the case of like the Super Nintendo version of the game, you could pick either of the 3 main episodes to start from, kind of like in the original PC Doom trilogy. But you had to go through each episode in one fell swoop. There was no saving in the middle of the game in that version of the game. 32X did it kind of like the Jag version of Doom, but because there was no battery backup in that cartridge, they pretty much just gave you all 15 main stages from the beginning. Then there was a 16th stage, which was a hidden level, and then if you beat all those stages straight through in one sitting, you got to a 17th stage. And so there was actually 17 levels in the 32X version of Doom. Was it 17 or was it 18 after like the hidden stuff? I forget. You know, 16 might have been the final stage. And then 17 was the hidden level, and then 18 was the level you get for going through everything from start to finish. I don't remember. It's been a few months since I played through that version. Actually, it's been like 6 months now, maybe longer. Time is really, really flying as I do these Let's Plays, guys. You have no idea. It's really flying for me. So that is a secret outside. We do want to get that because, again, it has the Mega Health. Again, I always forget the name of that. It's either Soul Sphere or Mega Health or Supercharge. And basically, this door opens up eventually to get that. And we will get that, because Mega Health in a Let's Play like this, it's a great thing to have. So... some good slowdown here. So I'm going to do what I did earlier and use my rockets here, because there's a bunch of guys in that middle of that pillar. As you come down here, bam, they're all pretty much gone, because I killed them all. So there's some tricks you can use in Doom, which is pretty neat. Now, one of the big downsides to Jaguar Doom, and this is something I haven't mentioned yet, is that Jaguar Doom has no independent left and right strafe commands. It's only got the single strafe command, reminiscent of, say, Wolfenstein 3D on the PC, where you hold down a single button, and when you're holding down that single button, you can either go right or left while moving forward or backwards. There's no circle strafing in this game. But because Doom has a little bit of inertia when you move, like, if you move and then try to stop, you don't stop on a dime. You kind of, like, slide a little bit. And you'll notice me, like, as I try to circle strafe around, I'll sort of take advantage of that a little bit. It's really hard to circle strafe in this version of the game. It is sort of possible, you know, if you do it just right, but that's actually a factor that makes this version of Doom more challenging than other versions of Doom. Because you just don't have as much flexibility in your movement, you know. Your strafing is pretty much just relegated to moving left and right. And so when I play this version of Doom, I very much play it like Wolfenstein 3D, where I peek around the corners. Whereas if this was the PC version of Doom, I'd be staying far back, and I'd just be whipping around the corners. I wouldn't be caring what's around the corner. I would just be like, guns a-blazing, kind of like this. But I'd be constantly moving, because the game allows me to not just strafe left and right, but I can circle strafe and strafe in various smooth motions, which you can't really do in this version of the game. So in this version of the game, I play it very much like Wolfenstein 3D, where I hug the wall as I'm going around it. And so we're going to go ahead and trigger this again, and we're going to jump off to the right here, because there's going to be another mega health, I believe. I'm going to grab this biosuit down here, flip this switch, grab some rockets, some health, flip this switch, and then come back. And then, ooh, blue armor there. And then down here you can get, there it is, a nice blue glowing sphere. And with the red key, that actually puts us out right at the red door. So a lot of these levels have some nice flow to them as well when you find the secrets and you kind of know where the secrets are. And then we can come back. That didn't sound good. Apparently I unleashed some enemies. Yeah, there are quite a few monster traps in some of these levels as well, where it's basically, you know, areas that look like there wouldn't be any enemies actually open up to have enemies, like they house enemies inside of them, or monster closets is what they're called, sorry. And so what I'm going to do is come out here and kill a bunch of guys. But I'm going to also take out these dudes up here, because this makes life easier later on. And there's going to be some guys over here too. If you see long streams of, like, the zombie soldiers, using the shotgun is the way to go. Because the shotgun will cut through multiple ones at once. So, you know, it's, when you see like 3 zombie soldiers lined up, pull out that shotgun. It's like a 3-for-1 deal, basically. And every single one will drop a shotgun. So if you're trying to get your ammo back up really quickly, you know, we don't even really need this right now, but I'm going to go ahead and grab it anyway, just because. Just because. See, that's the Wolfenstein 3D effect right there. I poked my head around the corner. The guy didn't actually recognize I was there, and so I was able to take him out without him even knowing I was there. Just literally shooting, like, the first pixel I saw of the enemy just around the corner. And so that You know, this is why you really want to take it slow around corners in this game. Or if you see some enemies, just back up around the corner and just wait for them to walk around the corner. Again, Wolfenstein 3D style. That's exactly what you did back in Wolfenstein 3D. So again, that's one of the downsides of this version of Doom. You have to play it a little more old school. And I know Doom is old school as is, but like even more old school. Like Wolfenstein 3D old school. This Wolfenstein 3D, the PC game, came out a couple of years before Doom. So this is good. We're on, I believe this is level 9. So again, making pretty good progress. And there, you know, after this level, there's a couple more stages that are relatively short. Because basically what happens is we go from this, in PC Doom, this would be classified as Episode 1, Knee Deep in the Dead. We go from Knee Deep in the Dead to Episode 2, The Shores of Hell. And so once we beat this level, this was kind of like your boss stage, where we don't even really need that armor. And I don't think we really need anything down here either. Actually, I always forget. Yeah, there are no rockets there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Please go away, please go away. Thank you. So this is where the Barons of Hell come out. This version... The Barons of Hell are actually, or this whole section is a little bit easier in this version of the game. Because you can actually see all the Pinky Demons. And I'm surprised the Barons haven't actually come out yet. So since they haven't come out, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of run around, see if there are any like rockets or anything. I'm surprised they didn't come out. Normally they're supposed to come out the second you come up. Yeah, the only downside to using my rockets earlier on is that now I basically don't have any rockets to take these guys out. But that's fine. You know, they don't take that long to kill. There they are. Just run past them. These guys are not hard. They become normal enemies after this point in the game. You know, but they do look pretty badass, and they are the kinds of enemies where, like, when you first see them, if you've never played Doom, you're like, holy crap, what do I do? And it's a little more intense normally because you've got all the Pinky Demons coming after you at the same time. You know, the Pinky Demons are basically like your bull-like enemies that just walk on all fours, and they just huddle around you, and just... They're melee attack only enemies. They have no projectiles or anything like that. More health we don't need. And I did that without taking a single hit. Which is, actually probably normal. Because it's really not a hard section. And I already picked up the shells. I kind of want to go back. I don't... See, I think it's going to take away... It might take away my weapons from here on, like, after this transition. Just like, I don't know if it's going to or not. I guess we're going to find out. It's been a while since I've beaten the Jaguar version of this game. So, Deimos Anomaly. And nope. Okay, cool. We get to keep everything. That's awesome. That's actually great. So, since we're maxed out on bullets, I'm going to go ahead and use some bullets here. And there's a key we have to get. We are going to come back here, even though it's a little risky. And we're going to come back mainly because the plasma gun is going to be back there in a hidden room. So this level is actually not a very long level either. It's probably reminiscent of, you know, the first level in Doom in terms of length. It's not a very long stage at all. And I'm really glad they actually they allow you to carry your weapons over, because in other versions of the game, this is basically the start of Episode 2. And at the start of Episode 2, you lose everything, basically. That's just how it works. So that's really cool. Makes life a lot easier in terms of progressing through this game. Alright, so we got the red key. We flipped those switches. We actually want to come back now because our door is going to be open for our secret. And I'm really just going to do this because the plasma gun kicks ass. It's easily one of the best weapons in Doom. But you do have to be careful in this room because it's a tight room and there's a Cacodemon on the inside. And the Cacodemons are Actually pretty dangerous in this version of the game, surprisingly. And I don't want to use the plasma bullets. Ah, screw it. Let's use it. I just don't want to take too much damage, so I'm like, alright, whatever. Alright. Alright, still pretty good though. We got our plasma gun. And there is going to be a BFG eventually. The BFG, the big effing gun. And definitely the best weapon in the game, as long as you don't mind it using a lot of cells. And actually, I've got no rockets, so I was hoping to actually use some rockets there, but I'm going to go ahead. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little safe and kill these guys with shotgun shells. Then I'm going to go back out and pick up some extra ammunition. So we're going to actually spend a little more time on this stage just because of that. So again, play like Wolfenstein 3D, stay behind a corner. Makes it a lot harder for guys to just walk around and attack you. Because if you're not behind a corner, you're out in the open, technically. And anything can hurt you. You know, the pinkies can just walk around and eat you. The shotgunners can hit you from a distance. The imps can start throwing their projectiles at you. Yada, yada, yada. Alright, here's a map that we don't actually need. But if you're a newbie to the game, the map would probably tell you where the secret is. So, what I'm going to do is come here first. Just so we don't have to make a second trip back. Because there's going to be a Cacodemon here. Yeah, the Cacodemons are actually really aggressive in this version of the game. So when you see a Cacodemon, you really need to be careful. Like, you probably saw how fast that fireball was coming at me. And we're just playing on Ultraviolence. Like, we're not even on the hardest skill mode. We're not on Nightmare, which... the fireballs are just crazy fast on Nightmare. So again, I'm coming back here to get some shotgun ammo. There should be quite a bit of it here. There's another one, there's another one, there's another one. And I don't think I left... Actually, I think I did leave some here. Walking between that upside down cross actually hurts you as well, so you need to try to run through it as quickly as possible. Yeah. Okay, so that helped a little bit. Not the best. I was hoping to have maxed out ammo, but not a big deal. These next couple of levels are going to be easier than they normally are, simply because we didn't have to start fresh with our ammunition. If this was like normal PC Doom, we would have much less ammo right now, basically. Alright, what I'm going to do is not use my plasma gun, but I'm going to use the chain gun here. We have to fight another Cacodemon. Oops, that's actually not what I wanted to do. Maybe he'll come through. I have a feeling he's not going to come through. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Because he's going to be right there when I go back through, and he's going to... Oh, crap. See, I took a free hit. I didn't want to take a free hit, but... whatever. That was my fault. I walked backwards back into the teleporter. Alright, so the containment area... And there's supposed to be a switch here somewhere. There we go. This gives us this shotgun. Nothing special. A lot of the weapon placement in this game, especially later on in the game, is meant for people that are dying at levels or starting fresh on a level, like from the beginning. And this is a Berserk power-up right here. But I'm not going to really use it. Basically what it does is for the rest of the level, your fists actually do a ton of damage. I don't really use it on the imps. At least not when I'm playing Jag Doom. If I'm playing like PC Doom, I'll mess around with it. Because I'm just so much more mobile on PC Doom. I can literally run up, punch an imp, kill him in one hit, and then run back and just do it over and over again. I can't really do that in Jag Doom. I'm just not that good with the controls. And I don't think I ever will be. Honestly, I don't think pretty much anybody will be. That's just how Jag Doom is. It's not a knock against the game. It's just, it is what it is, you know? So the Berserk power-up's not nearly as useful in Jag Doom. But if you see some Pinky Demons, it's worth busting out your fists instead of relying on your chainsaw. I mean, the fists are a little bit more risky, but they're really powerful, and you can even kill some Pinky Demons in one hit. Like this guy, but I'm not going to because there's an imp behind him. When there's projectile enemies behind guys like the Pinky Demons, these are the Pinky Demons. If there are imps behind them, I'm not going to bust out my chainsaw, because once I kill the Pinky Demon, the imp's going to be there, probably already throwing his projectiles out at me. So it's one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to play it safe, basically. Especially in a version of Doom where when you die, you get shot back to the beginning, you lose your weapons, and life is just utter hell, literally, from that point on. So, playing it safe is the best way to go, in my opinion. I always forget exactly where I need to go in this level. And, we just need to, yep, come here. So there's a blue key right there, but there's also this nice blue sphere. And this hallway should lead us to our blue door, I believe. Or maybe it leads us to the red door, but it puts us in the main hallway we need to be in. No, there's a blue door. There's another blue door with another... Whoa! 2 Pinky Demons that were walking in the opposite direction, apparently. They're like, screw this guy. They walked in the opposite direction, then we're like, uh-oh, dead end. So the red key is actually all we need, I think. I don't think we need anything else. We can just come back here. Come back here. Open up the red door. There's more to do in this level, but again, I'm trying to get through these stages as quickly as possible, if possible. You know. And one cool thing about this version of the game is you can come in here and just walk over. In the PC version, this is a much taller pit, so if you fall in, you're dead. You can't get out without a cheat code, anyway. It's alright, level 11. Feels like we made more progress in that, but I digress. I'm gonna skip those Cacodemons at the end of the hallway if I can avoid it. Because they're like bullet sponges, basically. I mean, in normal situations, if you have to take them on head-to-head, then yeah, you want to take them out. And here's another Berserk power-up. It might even be called Adrenaline, but I always just call it a Berserk. It's harder to hit the Pinkies from behind. The hit detection's a little weird on that. Alright, so we got a Cacodemon. Best way to deal with the Cacodemons in this version is to play it old Wolfenstein 3D boss style, where you literally sit behind the corners. That's really how you had to take out big bosses in Wolfenstein 3D. There's really no other way to do it, unless you just had a crap ton of health. And I don't really want to use my plasma gun if I can avoid it, because there's going to be better situations to use it in later on in the game. So if I've got shotgun shells, I'll just use the shotgun shells. You know, it takes a little bit more time, but I really like to save my really powerful weapons. Like, here, I just got basically 40 or 50 shotgun shells, so I'm good on those. I basically want to use my most powerful weapons in situations I need it the most. I already got these rockets, right? I did. Okay. There's some enemies back there, but I'm going to skip them. And, whoa, I'm going to skip those guys. The reason I want to skip these guys is because they're stuck. They can't come out. In other versions of the game, you actually see, like, grating. There's, like, a fence, basically, that's keeping them locked in. But in the Jag version of Doom, there's been some cutbacks, so you don't actually see the fence, but it does still act like there's a fence there, fortunately. Oh. The Pinky Demon found the secret. Thanks, Pinky Demon. Achievement unlocked. Pinky Demon finds BFG for the player. So the BFG is actually in here, which I don't think it's actually in here in other versions of the game. Or like the PC version, I should say. At least I don't think it's there in the PC version. I think it's just the backpack in the PC version. And in the computer version of the game, this is like a bunch of like smaller square platforms that are rising up and down, which is kind of interesting. So yet another example of, you know, cutback level design. There used to be walls in here to make this part trickier, but they're gone. And we get our first lost souls. And if we wanted to, we could come out, take a shortcut through there, but we don't need to yet. We have to come over here. And we got some Barons of Hell. I'm gonna just toss some rockets at this dude. Take him out a little bit quicker. But I also want to save some rockets because there's gonna be other Barons of Hell I have to deal with later on. And I want to make sure I get every piece of ammunition that I can, if I can, because, you know, ammo does become a little more scarce as the game goes on. That's just all a part of the difficulty of the game, you know. One way to make a first-person shooter harder, take away the ammunition. That is pretty much what you have to do if you want to make an FPS harder. Aside from making enemies harder and giving you more of them, taking away the ammo can make an FPS considerably more difficult. And Doom does that in a pretty balanced manner, actually. It, yeah. So if you play smart, you should be fine. Another plasma gun, and we're almost maxed out on plasma cells, which is the ammunition for the plasma gun and the BFG. And so we got our blue key. We can come back, and there's going to be another secret up here, but in some versions of the game, like the Super Nintendo version, it leads to a secret level. In this version, it does not. It just leads to, I think, a backpack and maybe some mega health or something like that. We're going to go ahead and take it. We're going to go ahead and see what it is. And this is actually a situation where I'm probably going to bust out the plasma gun when I wrap around the corner. There's going to be a couple of Cacodemons I have to take out. I like to take this section really slow too, because you've got enemies between these pillars. This is pretty true to the PC version. Let's see, just lost souls just standing around like that. They can pretty much just catch you off guard and deal some damage. Some pretty good damage, actually. This is why the Cacodemons suck in this version. Dude shot out like 2 fireballs at once. You know, it's much faster in this version of the game, so you have to be really, really careful with those guys. I hear a lost soul behind me. You've got to be really cognizant as well of where the enemies are and where they're coming from. If you're taking damage, you've got to realize that, you know, an enemy's behind you. You've got to use the sound. First-person shooters like Doom and Quake, they really got that aspect of the gameplay right, where if you can utilize the sound, you are in much better shape than somebody that can't. Just trying to comb this area for extra ammunition. It's probably not necessary. It's probably all empty. We're going to go ahead and switch to our chain gun. Actually, what I'm going to do is switch to my plasma gun just to make this part easier. Because there's going to be, again, Pinky Demon here. It's going to be a Cacodemon elsewhere. So that's all there is there in this version of the game. Oh, the Cacodemon... Did the Cacodemon come out? Oh, awesome. So I already killed the Cacodemon. Cool. And there's probably going to be... Yep, Pinky Demon here. Just use the chainsaw on that guy. And that's it. So we're on Daimos Lab. Level 12, I believe? Yeah, level 12. So, good thing on this level, there's always this secret here, which gives you a shotgun, some shells, and some bullets. And I'm going to go ahead and just stick with my shotgun for now. There should be a lot of shotgunners on this level. And I am at the point in the game where I want to start making my shots really count. Because I just don't want to be having to waste ammunition and not have it when I really, really need it. Alright, so I don't know if this is... Oh, this is going to open up. Okay, cool. Because there's a big switch here. In other versions of the game, there's no actual switch. It's a little confusing on how to get this area open. I want to go ahead and use the plasma gun. We've got a lot of cells, so we can take these guys out without much problem. More shotgun shells, more bullets, and armor we don't need. Is there anything else here? Nope, that's it. Alright, so we're going to have to come all the way... Well, we're going to go over here first. I don't think there's actually anything here we need. I don't think there are any keys or anything, but there are some enemies. There's ammo and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the ammo. Kill off the enemies, take the ammo. God, you can, if you're really familiar with the PC version of the game, you can really, really tell that the Cacodemons are just so much faster in this version. It's like they're on speed or something. I mean, even on the hardest skill modes in the PC version, they're still pretty laid-back enemies. They don't really come after you very aggressively. And in other versions of this game, this is actually a falling platform. It tries to crush you. And this right here, this secret you have to actually shoot open. You can't just open it. You have to actually shoot it, which is kind of interesting. There's a couple secrets in this game that are like that, where the doors don't actually open unless you shoot them. So we're going to come here first. There's going to be a Baron of Hell we have to take out. And do I have rockets? I have one rocket. Well, I have 0 rockets now. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the plasma gun again, because I've got it. Why not? Actually, what I'll do is I'll use it a little bit. Oops, I took a hit. And then I'll just use shotgun for the rest. God, all the projectiles are faster in this version. Like, literally all of them. Even the imp projectiles are faster now that I think about it, but you don't notice them as much because you usually kill them really quickly. But when you've got a Baron of Hell just coming at you, and his bullets are coming at you really, really quickly, you're just like, ugh, uh-oh. And the Cacodemons are so aggressive in this version that the chain gun doesn't stun them 100% of the time. In the PC version, it's really rare for a Cacodemon to not be permanently stunned with a constant stream of chain gun bullets. So if you're just sitting in front of a Cacodemon in this version of the game, you need to be really careful about, you know, watching out for those fireballs. Even if it seems like the Cacodemon is stunned, it's probably not. Just, you gotta watch out for it, that's all. Alright, so we got our Berserk power up again. You can tell you got it if it switches immediately to your fists. And I need to... No, we're going the right way. Okay. And there's gonna be some shotgunners, I believe, and imps. Oh, mostly just imps. There's gonna be another Cacodemon here, but I don't think we actually need to take it out. We're gonna do it anyway because I think there's a backpack down here. Backpacks are good to get because they give you a little bit of ammo for pretty much every weapon that you have. So like I have 0 on my chain gun. Now I have 10, but I also have, I got a couple of shells, I got a couple of cells, so yeah, it's worth getting a backpack. Why not? Oops. If you died, you definitely want to get a backpack because backpacks raise the ammo cap. The ammo cap for certain weapons, like the shotguns and shotgun primarily, like 50. But if you get a backpack, it raises to 100. So it pretty much doubles the amount of ammunition you can carry. There's going to be some shotgunners here. And there's probably going to be some pinky demons here. In other versions of this game, this ceiling will crush you. But that doesn't happen in this version, thankfully. There actually aren't very many cheap deaths in Jaguar Doom, which is nice. Because, you know, it's relatively punishing when you do die. And actually what we're going to do is come down here, because there's going to be a plasma gun. And there's going to be a teleporter that's going to teleport us into a circular area. And the guys can't see us. They're turned the opposite way until we fire. And there's actually some Barons of Hell down here, and we can actually, if I recall correctly, just skip them completely. And probably skip the Cacodemon too. Just come straight down here. And actually, I'm just going to leave the plasma gun up just in case. So right here, we need to walk down here, take some damage. Normally, you'd have to flip a switch and walk through this teleporter, but if you do it quickly, you can just get up on this platform like that. And the second you touch this door, another platform rises here. Now, you do have to be careful not to fall in there, otherwise you will die. You can't get back out. But there is our nice blue sphere. And that takes us to our next level. So, you know, once you get really familiar with the levels in Doom, you'll realize there's a lot of parts in the game that you don't actually have to take on. You can just kind of skip them. So I'm really familiar with, you know, the stock Doom pretty much, you know, Doom 2. I kind of know what I can get away with and not kill, and what I have to kill or what I have to at least deal with. You know, technically you don't really have to kill anything in this game. You know, if you're like a speedrunner or something like that, you can just completely dodge all the enemies. That's really, really, really hard, but it is possible. You know, people do it all the time on speedrunning channels. But, you know, like rooms that are just monster closets, basically, that just eat up your ammunition. Like, I know I can just avoid certain rooms like that. So, but guys like these up here, I know they're gonna come after me once I get up these, once I get up this staircase. It's gonna be up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take them out from a safe distance if I can. And, like, these hallways here are kind of unnecessary as well. But if you're low on ammunition for your shotgun, it's good to get them. Because I just got 2 boxes of shells, and I didn't use 2 boxes worth of shells on those 2 rooms. So, you know, those are rooms I generally go for as well. And see, this is where the guys were, and I took them out. And I don't think a lot of this is mandatory. I'm gonna go ahead and there's gonna be a Cacodemon in here. I'm gonna get this because it is a Berserk power-up. And you guys know I like the Berserk power-up. Occasionally, you haven't actually seen me use it a lot, but there hasn't been a situation where there's been a ton of pinky demons. And that's when I'll use the Berserk power-up a lot. I do think this level actually has more situations like that, and I don't think I need to go into that room, so we're gonna go ahead and try to pick all these guys off from the distance. Damn Lost Souls. The Lost Souls are my least favorite enemies in Doom. Like, by far. And there's probably going to be some Cacodemons that rise up from there. But, how many rockets do we have? 4. Oh, I heard some imps. We're going to go ahead and use the rockets here. So you can see the game can get sluggish at times, but I mean, it picks back up to a brisk pace really quickly, so it's not something I really ever worry about when I play this version of Doom. I'm not like, oh, the slowdown is so bad, you know? I'm not really like that whenever I play Jag Doom. You know, there is slowdown. There's slowdown for lots of games back in this time period in the early 90s. So it's not something I really give it too much crap about. Now, if it was like the 3DO version of Doom, where it's like always slow, then I give it crap, because it's just not fun at that point. But if it slows down occasionally, it is what it is, you know? A lot of games slowed down back in the day, you know. Doom may be buttery perfect on the computer, but on game consoles, you had lots of slowdown. It didn't really matter who made the game. You could have a game by Nintendo, and they always made the most polished games known to man, and they'd have slowdown. You know, so it came with the territory back then. And I don't think there are any keys we need to get on this level, so we're gonna go ahead and just come through here, and there is a secret right here, which I think we activate later. Doesn't really have much in it, if I recall correctly. I think it actually just opened up, too. See, zombie soldiers, use your shotgun. I shot like 7 times and took out like 14 enemies, so yeah. There's going to be another hallway coming up shortly with the Baron of Hell, so we have to watch out for that. Because it actually is a pretty tight corridor, and what I'll probably do is bust out my rocket launcher. Oh, that's bad. I stopped right in front of the shotgun soldier, but I was in the middle of, you know, between shots. So that was bad. And I think this is the room where there's going to be a Baron of Hell. I like to kill the enemies, the little smaller enemies that I know can just like gang up on me. So what I can probably do is actually just use the plasma gun yet again. The Baron of Hell is going to come through here no matter what. Pretty sure. Yeah, there he is. So thanks for coming through the door, at least. I would have rather had taken him out in the other hallway, because there would have been a little more distance, and I could have just, you know, pummeled him with some rockets. And so this next part, it's going to be a lot of... this actually might be a good spot to use my Berserk power-up. Yeah, look at all those projectiles, man. Like, all right, we're gonna take the easy way out. I don't really want to be doing this because we're running out of our cells. But are there any more Cacodemons? There are not. I do have to be careful here. Yeah, it's actually a lot harder to do this in the Jag version. I mean, it is... You're more on edge because you know they can gang up on you really quickly and then just be dead in a matter of seconds, basically. So it is a risky maneuver to do that, but not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is just exit. Yeah, we'll go ahead and exit. I think we're probably good on ammunition. Halls of the Damned. Is this the level I think it is? It is not. Okay. This isn't a bad level, though. We should be fine here, I think. This is actually one of those levels they actually did make a little bit easier in this version of the game compared to, let's say, the PC original. Yeah, I knew there was going to be a Cacodemon there. And... this is where I start to get worn out in playing Jag Doom. If I do it in one sitting, I'm just like... by this point in the game, I'm like, woo! Hi! I need a break. I need a break pretty badly. But I can't! I must do it in one sitting, guys. Alright. Keep your calm, Austin. Keep your focus. Keep your focus. Alright, so we got plenty of bullets. That's good. This is the level where, or a level where, the chainsaw can come in handy, and there is a chainsaw here, by the way. But, you know, I usually like to play it safe and just take enemies out from the distance. There's gonna be quite a few Barons of Hell here. And some Pinky Demons and whatnot. Lots of Pinky Demons in this level. And actually, we're capped out on shotgun ammo, so I'm going to go ahead and use the shotgun more often than not. Because there's a lot of shells just sitting out here. And there's going to be this hallway down here we can come to, which actually I want to switch to this because Cacodemon. And the Berserk power-up, which we probably don't need. And we're going to come down here first, and then once we come through here, we can go back into that bigger room, that dark room, double-doored room. And I just wanted to make sure all these guys were gone. Definitely more enemies in the PC version there on this level. And there's a whole hallway section that's just been completely chopped out. Which I'm actually thankful for. Because normally it's a pain. Like, it's pretty kind of annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the... Yeah. Because there is going to be a Cacodemon here. The Cacodemons are such a pain. I like to use the plasma gun on them if I can. The chain gun just isn't... I mean, it's fine, but it's not good enough to deal with them like 100% of the time, like it would be in the PC version. The PC version, the chain gun is like really, really awesome for big enemies like the Cacodemons. Maybe not the Barons of Hell because they just take so many hits, but... And they can actually recoil from the hits much faster and rebound. Whereas the Cacodemons are a little bit slower in the PC version. They have a tendency of just completely locking up if you just, you know, do a full stream of chain gun rounds against them. Alright, so that's the first room. We need to come into this room, which is actually nice and bright in this version compared to other versions of the game. So in a way, this room is actually easier in this one. Of course, you gotta really watch all around you still. Because that Pinky Demon just really came up out of nowhere. Oh, man. Alright, red key, that's exactly what we needed. We just needed all 3 keys to basically beat the level. So now what's actually really interesting about this stage and other versions of Doom is that there's actually an alternate exit. And I don't think you... It's actually not an alternate exit, it's a fake exit. It looks like the real exit, and it actually has an exit sign above it, but it actually just like takes you on an elevator down to lots of enemies. And I think they chopped that out of this version. I guess we'll find out. Alright, another plasma gun. That's cool. Picking up, like, just dedicated weapons, if you already have the weapon, just gives you a little bit of ammunition. It's not, like, a crazy amount or anything like that. But, man, that's a way to take those guys out fast. Alright, so there's probably going to be a Baron of Hell here somewhere. And is that a backpack? That is a backpack, that's what I thought. It's a pinky demon. Just gonna skip the pinky demon. It doesn't really matter that much to me. And you know what I can probably do is just skip all these guys. And does this lower me down? It doesn't. It just exits. Great. Yeah, there's no fake exit in this version of the game. The fake exit might have... Was it in the 32X one? I think it was... No, it was in the Super Nintendo version. Which gave me hell. The last time I tried playing through that game. So this is the level where if I die on Nightmare, I am not able to recover at all, basically. So let's hope I don't die here. We don't run into the same issue we did. Or I did last time I tried playing this version on Nightmare mode. So we're not playing on Nightmare, but, you mean, I could just end up getting screwed still by dying here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is come here first. I'm pretty sure this takes us to a yellow key. And the yellow key is necessary. Yep, yellow key. You actually get the yellow key much easier in this version. And I think there's actually some invincibility here in this level, too. At least I thought there was. There might be. Yeah, we're gonna skip those guys. They're just stuck up top, much like other imps earlier on in the game. You just be like, you guys can just hang out there while I never come back again. Again, gotta play it careful. I think there's a switch I have to hit. Yeah, it's this one. Alright, let's see. Just in case some enemies spawn out of here, because I just don't remember that well. Alright, no spawning enemies, apparently. The game's being pretty kind to me. They're like, yeah, we want to see you beat the game. People on YouTube want to see you beat the game. Without dying. Wow, is it really going to put me out at the exit already? I mean, okay. Yeah, it goes to show you how familiar I am with these stages these days. There is a secret I kind of want to go to here. See, I'm pretty sure in other versions of the game there is invincibility. And they must have just left it out of this version. Actually, no, I think it's around the corner here. Is it? No, there's supposed to be invincibility here in other versions. Oh no, there it is. Bam. Heck yeah. So since we're invincible, I'm going to take the Baron out the freeway. There's also something here I wanted to try to get while I had invincibility. There's another secret here. I forgot which one it is. Is it this one? No? Or is it not in this version of the game? It might not be in this version of the game. Nope, it is. And it's just blue armor, but blue armor's fine. I'll take blue armor. I'll be happy to take some blue armor. So yeah, that's why I wanted to come back here first. I wanted to get the invincibility, then go get that blue armor. Alright, no extra ammo, no nothing. Alright, we're gonna skip those guys, who cares? We're pretty much at the exit, so let's just exit. Oops, we're at the exit. And we have to be careful here. We don't want to fall down that pit, otherwise we will die. We can't get back out. That's it? Tower of Babel. Nice. Wait. What? Not nice. I'm confused. Man, they still call this the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel, in other versions of the game, is the level where you fight the Cyber Demon. And I forgot they took out the Cyber Demon in this version of the game. There's no Cyber Demon. I don't think there's a Spider Mastermind either. I'm surprised they still let the name as Tower of Babel, because it's not the Tower of Babel. Not the Tower of Babel, I know. Pretty sure that's what the Cyber Demon level was called in other versions of Doom. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and grab... Oh, jeez. As you can tell, I'm not very familiar with this level. This version of the level. I was like, oh, right, Cyber Demon! No Cyber Demon, actually. Which is a damn shame they didn't get the Cyber Demon in this game. I mean, that was one of the best parts about Doom. Spider Mastermind was a little, I mean, he looked awesome, but when you fought him, you were just like, oh... That's it? That's the final boss in the game? The Cyber Demon could give you trouble. Like, you know, since his main attack was rockets, you could die extremely, extremely quickly. You know, 1 or 2 hits. So, the Cyber Demon was actually kind of a scary enemy because of that. Because you could die so quickly. And there's going to be more enemies here. I do remember this level. I think this level was included in PlayStation Doom. And Saturn Doom. But it was called something else. Because you actually fought the Cyber Demon in those versions of the game. They did include the Cyber Demon in those versions. So... Jeez, that's not good. Oh, God, that's really not good. Oh, jeez. Oh, see, that was a bad place to be in. They were cornering me bad. I didn't even realize there was another Cacodemon. I thought I was just fighting the Baron, and then the Cacodemon showed up. Is the Baron? No, he's not dead. There he is. Now he's dead. Ay, ay, ay. Let's come back up here. I guess we got some blue armor. And no ammo. See, this is where getting all the secrets earlier on in the game probably would have come in handy, because I would probably have a little more ammunition now. And, you know, as you can probably tell, I'm not super confident with this level. Simply because it's been a long time since I've beaten the Jaguar version straight through. And I just completely forgot about this stage. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. Alright, do we have to go back? I think we might have to go... Nope. That's it? Okay. And that was 100% too. Ah, this level. I remember this level. Remember this level in the Game Boy Advance version of Doom, and this level actually gave me a lot of trouble in that version of the game. So hopefully we don't have too much of an issue here. Of course, we got a fast as hell Cacodemon right off the get-go, right off the bat. So again, this is a level I wanted to take my time at too, because I did die here actually many times in the Game Boy Advance version. And I don't want the same thing to happen here, because it'll be very difficult to recover here as well, simply due to limited ammunition. Some levels it's entirely possible to recover from without an issue, but other levels you don't want to take the chance. Just be like, take it slow. If you're anything like me, you probably hate sinking, you know, a couple hours into a game only to die and basically have your entire run just screwed completely. And that's what it's like if you fail at some of these later levels of Doom. Like right here, like, you got me on edge, Doom. You got me on edge. Alright, so we got a red key, which is good. We need that. And what does this door do? Oh, yeah, I remember this. This is where I got screwed in the Game Boy Advance version. And I do have to be extra careful here because the Game Boy Advance version, I'm pretty sure those levels are based on the Jag version. It's like pretty much the Jag version through and through, albeit it actually has in-game music. Yeah, I don't want to go up there. So I think that actually teleports me up, and I think there's going to be some Cacodemons. I think the walls come down and the Cacodemons appear, so I'm like, eh. Okay, well, I've got the plasma ammo, so let's do it. Yep, Cacodemons. See, that wasn't too bad since I actually had some plasma gun ammo. So I had some cells basically. If I did not have those cells, that part would have been a major pain. Normally the shotgun is my favorite way to take out Cacodemons, but not when they move like they're on crack. So, when they move and shoot like they're on crack, it's, yeah, shotgun's no good. I mean, it'll get the job done, but it's, yeah, not the ideal way to do it, obviously. Alright, I need some shotgun ammo now. Alright, I'm gonna come back out on top, actually, first. See if there's any extra ammo, and there's not. Oh, there is. But it's not shotgun ammo. Alright, let's come back down. There's a blue door here. And actually, you can tell I'm taking an ultra safe now, so I'm just like, there's a stim pack over here, which is basically 10 hit points. So we got full health again. Still good armor, so that's good. We've got a lot of armor. It seems like there's another key up here. Usually if you see like a closet open with enemies, usually does it pretty symmetrically in Doom. Like if you see an enemy appear out of like the left-hand wall, there's probably also an imp behind you in the right-hand wall. So, something to keep in mind when you're playing through these games. The Doom series in general. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this level's vastly different from the PC version. Which is why I'm also taking it really slow, because I just don't know what's coming up exactly. Not the way I probably should. Okay, so apparently this switch I had to flip open. Man, we don't have any ammunition. We have any rockets? We do have some rockets at least. Rockets are at least good for taking out like big groups of enemies. Oh man, I could really use some ammo. Where's the ammo? Wow, we got all the secrets and items too. Oh, it's bad. Alright, I think there might actually be some decent ammo here in this level. If I recall correctly. So we got some clips already. Really shouldn't be wasting my ammo there, but I just want to take everything out now. Just want to play it safe. Alright, shotgun shell, that's good. Alright, let's switch back to the shotty. Oh, the Lost Souls. Those are officially my least favorite enemies out of pretty much all the Doom games. Lost Souls are just a major pain. They just get in the way. They're just nuisance enemies. And I've said that before in previous Doom Let's Plays. The Lost Souls are just major nuisance enemies. Alright, if we come down here, there should be... yeah. That. And there's going to be a Baron of Hell, I believe. Come on, Baron. Baron von Hell. See, that's interesting. Another version... oh, no, it's here. Okay, I was going to say, this part wasn't here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and come down here, because I think there's a Berserk power-up, which might actually help us in case we do get into a sticky situation where we're, like, cornered by a bunch of enemies or something like that. Hey, we've got some bullets. Bullets are good. I'm going to go ahead and grab this right here. And we're going to go in and go this way. I knew there were going to be some pinkies here, and I could just take those out with the... oh, pinkies don't rise up in this version. In other versions, there's like a hole, and pinkies rise up on a platform. Not in this version. Alright, good stuff. Got a backpack, got some shotgun shells, got some rockets. Alright, we're back in business. There might even be another Baron of Hell up here. Yep, I heard him. Alright, it's great to have lots of rockets when you know there's a Baron at the other end of the hallway. You know, earlier on in the game I had the mindset, oh, we'll just skip everything, and now it's kind of like, okay, I need to take everything out, because with my luck, something's going to catch up to me at like the last second. No invincibility, that's invincibility in other parts of the game, or other versions of the game, sorry. And there's another BFG here, and yeah, I don't think we need it. So we're gonna... actually, I don't even know if it's the BFG in this version. Might be something different. They've swapped out quite a few items. So we're gonna go ahead and just exit. There is an exit up here. Alright, let's come over here, see if there's anything else. Got the armor. And actually what I'm going to do is come back down here real quick. Not down there. Oh, it doesn't wrap around in this version. Yeah, other versions it does. Pretty sure there's a hallway here in other versions. Alright, we're just gonna not worry about it then. We're gonna go ahead and just exit. Do I want to just exit? Oh, jeez, why am I doing this? Alright, let's go back. I just don't want to run out of ammo again. You know, on future levels. So we basically skipped this entire first section of the stage. Shotgun, guys. Oh, jeez. I mean, at least I get some shotgun shells for it, but I didn't want to lose that health either. Okay. That was actually good. We got the cells. But there's not nearly as much there as I thought. And so we're just going to skip this area. Okay, back to skipping it. Now we're back to exiting. Man, they really shrunk these stages. I didn't even realize how much they shrunk some of these later stages. Like, this level was really cut back. Which, again, I'm not complaining. When I'm doing, like, a straight playthrough like this, I'm not going to complain. Because it's, you know, it's a lot of time. We're at level 19 right now. We still have quite a few stages to go. You know, we're making good progress, but we still have a ways to go, basically. I'm pretty sure there are, like, 25 stages in the game. Maybe I'll get lucky and it's like 23. But I went into this expecting about 25 or so. So, you know, we still have at least 6 levels to beat. In my mind. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're actually getting really close to the end. I'm going to skip that whole room. I don't think it's necessary. I think there's extra ammo and stuff. Whoa, man, we completely skipped an entire room. Man, this version's getting really cut back. And I should have expected this going into this. Like, I knew lots of the game was cut back. But in some ways, I didn't know it was this cut back. I mean, I did, I forgot. I forgot it was this cut back was the proper thing to say. Lots of enemies here, so get out of the way. Play it Wolfenstein 3D style. This is the level I'm thinking of. This gets actually a little bit tricky towards the end, but I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, come on, my aim is really going downhill quick. Really going downhill quick. Man, all those shells wasted. Not a big deal, though. Not a big deal. We're not out of ammunition yet, so we're fine. All right, plasma gun. Because there's probably gonna be a Cacodemon here. Probably a Cacodemon that was completely unnecessary to kill. I don't think that switch was required, but just in case. There's gonna be another Baron of Hell here, so. Another Cacodemon! God, I hate you guys! There's so many Cacodemons in this playthrough. And they're so much more of a pain than they are in other versions. It's just, Look at that, 2 of them back to back. And I almost don't have the ammo to deal with them. Thankfully, I still have some cells. I just ran out. I think I'm gonna get some more cells out. I think there's a BFG back here. In this next room coming up. Assuming they let the BFG where it was in the PC version. You have to be really good with your strafing in this version, by the way, because strafing is done with default controls by pressing the C button, which is to the left of your attack button. So for those that haven't used a Jaguar controller before, it's kind of like an NES controller, except it's got 3 buttons. It goes C, B, A backwards, kind of like on an NES controller, it goes B, then A, whereas on a Genesis controller, it goes A, B, C in alphabetical order. So the C button's next to B, and the C button is what actually allows you to strafe. And that also opens up doors and so forth. So you need to be holding down the C button while pressing B to fire. And it's a little tricky. Some people might have a better time playing this game by having all your fingers like on top of the buttons, like all 3 fingers, like 3 of your right hand fingers on top of the buttons. Whereas I just use 1 thumb to do it. So this part's a little weird. You've always got to hit these, run across these platforms in a very specific way. It's a little weird. Like, this part always weirds me out in certain versions. There we go. Good job. And I probably should be using my chainsaw, but I'm at that point where I'm just like, I care, but I don't care. I should care, actually. Alright, now can we do this without having to deal with these Barons of Hell? Whoa! I'm actually worried about the Cacodemons more than I am the Barons of Hell. Oh, come on, aim! I am actually getting a little anxious playing this game. It's a little weird. You know, when you're talking and playing these games at the same time, you're just like, oh, invincibility. Okay, well, I'll take the easy way out. Apparently I got some invincibility, so But yeah, when I let's play these games, you know, it's kind of like when you talk and play a game like this, it can get a little distressing. Because not all your focus is there. And if I had done this any other way, like by myself, I probably would have taken a couple breaks by now, you know? So I haven't had a single break that I normally would have. You know, I would have gotten up, grabbed some water, something like that. I wouldn't have gone through this entire game in one sitting. And I actually haven't done this with the Doom game in a little while. I did it on the 32X version, but the 32X version we would have beaten it already. We would have beaten it like 2 levels ago, I think. So, you know, this version is longer, so it's definitely harder to take on in one sitting. Alright, so I think we're at the point where we're moving on to levels from Episode 3 on PC Doom. I think it's the Unholy Cathedral. It is not. I don't think this was an Episode 3 level. I think this was like... this actually might have been like the last level or the second to last level on Episode 2 on PC Doom. I don't remember exactly. Alright, 72 health. Not bad, but still not great. Let's not die. Trying to do at least a little bit better with my aim. Okay, so there's 4 of these teleportation devices. We need to go through that one all the way across the room that's blinking really hard. The ones that don't blink just take you to the middle. And there is going to be a lot of ammunition, so we're going to go ahead and pick up all the ammo we can. These shotgun shells galore. Some clips. Clips aren't as good because they're just like a couple of bullets. It's like 4 bullets, I think. But the shotgun shells are 4 shotgun shells, and that actually can make a big difference. Let's see. So the door opened. And that's not good. We're going to go ahead and take this guy out. Just to play it safe. I thought there was going to be more in here. One of these has like an invincibility power-up. As you can see, there's actually 4 of these hallways. And they each had different power-ups. I think they all have variants of hell in them. And this is the one we need to go into. And we'll go ahead and just use plasma gun. Why not? Should be able to take out most of these guys. Again, this might have been an ideal situation for the Berserk or something like that, but I just don't have the movement ability that I do on the PC version of this game to warrant playing like that on this version. But here's one guy. Bam! Always a satisfying feeling. Alright, so we do need to come in here. I need to make sure there's no, like, Cacodemon or anything down here. There's not. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. Definitely don't want an enemy like that sneaking up on me. I mean, generally, you will hear an enemy like that from a distance. But sometimes you don't. In other versions of this game, each of these little switch areas have crushing walls on them. The walls come down and crush you. But not in this version. I wonder how many of these changes were actual, like, necessary cutbacks, and how many of them were just kind of like lazy cutbacks. So like, oh, you know, I don't know. Alright, there's our blue key. It's got strangely silent in here all of a sudden. Nice. So basically that teleporter just... Ooh, is this the exit? think this is the exit. We're gonna go ahead and take it. There was another room I could have gone into. Like, I missed a lot of items and secrets and kills. Like, I don't care. I just don't care. We're like 20 some odd levels in now. And we are getting close to the end of the game at this point. This is, I think, this might be the first level from PC Episode 3. PC Doom Episode 3 in the Jag version of Doom. There might only be a couple of Episode 3 stages overall. Funny thing about this actually kind of takes me back because Jaguar Doom was actually the very first YouTube video I ever made as a kind of a YouTube gaming channel. And I basically played this level first in that little like casual review of Doom. I still have that on my channel. It's one of the earliest videos I have on my channel. I uploaded a couple of videos before that, years before that, but that was just not really what this channel was about. It was just kind of like, oh, I've got a video sitting on my hard drive, so I'm just going to upload it. But this was my first official, you know, dedicated video for YouTube. It's a pretty crappy video, but it is there if any of you guys would like to see it. Alright, come on, Baron. Make my life a little bit easier on me. Thank you. Not trying to rush through this. I don't want to, obviously, same mantra as we've been preaching for the rest of this Let's Play. I don't want to die. Pretty simple, right? But I don't want to die. I also don't want to miss if I can avoid it. So is there really nothing up here? In other versions, this is just an open window. You can fall out. Huh, surprised there was like no key or anything. So I could have just completely avoided this whole place. Thanks, id Software. No, I'm just kidding. id Software, thank you for this awesome version of Doom. Especially awesome for the time. It's still fun to play through today, I think. But it probably would have been especially awesome back in the day. Alright, we're going to see about just taking a lot of these guys out from a distance, because I've got another box of shells over here. The shotgun is actually really good from a distance, believe it or not. Like, I can hear enemies dying just very, very faintly. It's great how, like, the game is able to convey, like, distance of sound effects. You know, enemy grunts and groans and stuff like that. Like, it actually sounds to me like those imps and those enemies are groaning from from where they are in the level. They're, like, really far away. So I think that's really cool. I probably wasted more ammo than I needed to, but I figured since I've got a whole box of shells there, it's not really a big deal. This level can be a pain in other versions of the game. And you know, I don't think this level has the secret level that it had in other versions of the game. I guess we're going to find out. I don't think it does. Alright, so we got an invincibility power-up. Alright, screw it. Let's go ahead and just use it. This is my chance to not use any ammo on these guys. I don't think we're going to run into ammo issues from here on out, but just in case. I am pretty familiar with this stage, and I don't think it really gets very crazy in any sense of the word, especially not in this version of the game. Because again, the level has been cut down, so rather significantly cut down. Oh crap, that's the beginning. Ah, that's not where I wanted to go. Wanted to go over here. Oh well, my bad. But it's okay, we've already killed everything. Well, except for that guy. Alright, what I'm going to do is save this invincibility, because this might be one of those... I think in other versions of the game, this is a level where you have to basically go over there to beat the level, to find the exit. And so basically it forces you to either have like a biosuit or take damage. Alright, so now we got to come back over here. There's going to be a couple of places we can go to. Let's see, are there any dudes to kill up here? I'm going to skip those imps. We don't really need to deal with them. And we're gonna go ahead and get the other teleporter as well, because I think there's some there's a plasma gun, either that or it's just cells up top. Yeah, plasma gun and cells. So that's a good power up to get. I think this is our final room actually, because again, jeez man, that took a while. Jeez, this guy's doing some damage on me. It almost feels like the bullets aren't connecting with some of the enemies. It could be just me. I mean, there were a lot of guys on screen at once, so. Alright, so we're maxed out on shotgun shells. That's secret number 1. Secret number 2. And we still have no keys. Okay, no, I think this might actually put us out in the exit. No, it's not. Okay. I think the exit area might even be different in this version than it is in other versions of Doom. I could be completely wrong, of course. Yeah, I remember that teleporter putting me out up here. Alright, gotta use the shotgun a little more often. I'm maxed out on ammo, so... We're level 21. You know, 23 might be the final stage. I'm actually kind of crossing my fingers it is, because, man, I could really use a stand right now. I can, like, really get up and just walk around or something. Alright, so what I'm going to do is get this invincibility power up that I missed. And oh, jeez. God damn it, Cacodemons. I think I need to come in here. Well, maybe get that while I'm at it. Yeah, I do. That's what I thought. And that's our beautiful exit. Limbo. This was always a tough level for me back in the day. Yeah, I think we're actually at the second to last level. I think we play through Limbo, and then we do the final level from the 32X game. At least it was the final level, I believe, if you go through the game from start to finish. And then I think that's it. I think there's only 24 levels, and that's with the bonus stage. Haha, suckers. Glorious cheating. It's not really cheating, but it's just taking advantage of how the engine works, basically. You know, if an enemy is like really huddling like a door, you can basically just shoot a rocket at it. The blast radius goes through the door, or through... The blast radius in this game goes through the walls to a certain extent, and it goes through walls just enough in most cases to kill some enemies that are like right on the other side. So it's always a fun trick to use. I always try to use it when I can. For one, it makes life easier, but two, it's fun to take advantage of little tricks like that. To me, it is anyway. So... that's weird. It's not letting me flip this switch. Huh. Odd. Alright, so there's going to be some more enemies here. And we'll go ahead and stick with the shotgun because... Oh, that hasn't opened up? Oh, it opens up when I come through here. Gotcha. I think there's going to be a rocket launcher, maybe even a mega health in here. Or soul sphere, or whatever. And I know I'm going to have somebody correct me on that in the comments. Because I always forget it in every single Doom Let's Play I do, or long play I do. And I think in pretty much every Doom video I have, there's somebody correcting me about the soul sphere. Which I completely expect, because I admit to getting it completely wrong. Alright, so I'd say we're probably about halfway through this stage. Oh, there's no bridge in this one. We have to go through the stairs. Interesting. Alright, we need to just... Oh, come on! I don't think there's a Cacodemon in the other versions. I think it's just like shotgunners. Alright. So the question is... Oh, dude, they followed me? Come on. Some aggressive Cacodemons. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, now there's our shotgunner. Okay, so I don't want to hit that teleporter. What I do want to hit is not here, it's probably over here. And I can always tell which it is just by the shape of the room and the way the hallways move. And it's this one right here. We don't want to hit this teleporter. We need to come through here and get a key. Flip that switch, and then we can hit the teleporter. If we hit that teleporter first, we'd have to come all the way back, which would not be cool. I still can't flip that switch. It's just like there, because maybe the switch just doesn't even work in this version. You know, much like other versions of this game, just, you know, the game kind of flows you in the direction you need to go, which is pretty cool. I've always liked that about Doom. Again, the level design in Doom, to me, is just, it's very good level design. It gets a little tricky at parts of the game like this. That's actually the actual exit. It gets tricky at certain parts of the game, you know, later parts of the game especially, but... Oh, we still need that yellow key, okay. Alright, so note to self, that's for the yellow key. Another biosuit. So this part of the level, I always kind of have to refresh my memory through playing it. I just don't have this level memorized as well as I do other stages in the game. And I'm pretty sure one of these I could just... maybe not in this version. I'm not going to risk it. In other versions of the game, you can just like drop down into the lava and just run across. There's like a staircase. Oh, there is a staircase in this one. It's where I was. You flip this switch. Instead of teleporting back, you just fall down and run up like this. And we've got the yellow key, so we can come back through here. Thankfully, there's a lot of med kits. And... oh, no enemy. Okay. Gonna take these guys out from a distance. Or guy, I guess they all killed themselves. Which I'm completely fine with. And then we can basically come back through here. And this is the exit. Now there might actually be one more level after this. I think. Or is it this? I don't think this is... I think there's one more stage after this stage, actually. But this is the final stage in the 32X version of the game. And in original PC Doom, this is actually one of the secret levels. I think this is the secret level for episode 2. Yeah. Because the secret level for episode 3 is actually a recreation of the first level from episode 3. And then when you get halfway, or when you beat the level the original way, you unlock a fight with the Cyber Demon. Which pretty much just basically automatically makes it the best secret level of all the Doom secret levels. Well, Ultimate Doom secret levels. And then you have to go back through the level, and everything's changed. It's pretty cool. But that's obviously been chopped out of this version. Alright. Ammo. There's a lot of Cacodemons in this one. I don't think there's this many in the 32X version. That's a lot of dead Cacodemons. So we have to open this up. I don't think there are any more enemies now. And I'm pretty sure there's one more level. Dis. Okay, apparently not. I always thought there was one more level. Id Software salutes you. The horrors of hell could not kill you. Their most cunning traps were no match for you. You have proven yourself the best of all. This text is really slow. Congratulations. So there you have it, guys. Atari Jaguar Doom from start to finish in one sitting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If anybody else is out there still watching. What I'm going to do is also use this footage to do a side-by-side long play with hopefully the Sega 32X version of the game. And then if I ever get the 3DO version of the game as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. We've been playing Doom for probably over 2 hours now, so it's time for me to stand up, take a break, stretch my legs, and export this sucker so I can get it uploaded to YouTube for you guys. So, which you would technically be watching now. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you soon.